New Year everyone, hope you had an absolutely fantastic one. Now I had a break from riding, it's nice, I've been making videos every week for a year. I don't think I've really missed one other than some technical difficulties, so it's nice to have a bit of time off. Now I'm back riding again and I would love to go ride some streets, but at the minute the UK is going through a bit of a cold snap and everything is covered in ice. We've got frost over there and the ground is, yeah, everything is pure ice. It's not even that cold at the minute, it's about 2 degrees, but we just had freezing rain, so street is completely off limits. I've tried to ride, it is lethal. Jane even had to abandon the Mazda. She tried to drive home, she went down a bit of a hill and she can't get the other side, she can't get back where she came from, she's had to park it up and walk home. So yeah, I cannot ride street today. So instead I'm heading into Pollock Park. I've got some knobblier tyres on and actually a bit of frost will help make all this mud a little bit more solid, and I'm going to try my best to find some interesting stuff to ride which I normally wouldn't be able to this time of year. I'm trying to ride on this path, but honestly it's so slippery. This is insane. I have never seen it like this before. So a slight confession, I actually came and rode here yesterday when it wasn't sheet ice. And yeah, this stuff is normally real loose, muddy, horrible to ride this time of year. I only ever come here if it's been dry for like a week and then you can ride on this stuff. But I kind of figured because it's all frozen, it'd make everything kind of grippy again. But I don't know at the minute. So I was riding on this tree yesterday and it's got a lot more ice on it today. I really don't know whether I can do any riding today. This sucks. It's so slippery. So this is hard enough to ride along at best of times, but today we've got an extra sprinkling of ice on it. So let's put these tyres to the test and see if we can actually ride all the way along this horrible tree. Well, that took a lot longer than I thought. This thing truly kicks my ass. Despite the ice, I thought if I kept in the middle it'd be alright, but it's so hard to keep in the middle. Honestly, my trials riding balance, that wasn't even meant to be hard. That was just meant to be a warm-up. I am sweating, I'm steaming. Let's go and find something else to ride. That wasn't even in frame. Ah, classic. I'm not gonna lie everyone, that was tedious. That took me so long to get up. I'm not gonna show even a portion of the attempts. That is an uphill muddy run up. The frost, yeah, it only goes down a certain level, then it is just down to mud. And yeah, I was just spinning out all the time. This isn't going to be the most spectacular vlog in the world, but this is reality. We've had lots of ice, the weather hasn't been great. I'm going to move house soon, so I've got all of that going on, but yeah, I've managed to get out and I've managed to challenge myself, so that's something. Now, not to ring my own bell or anything, but I actually get a lot of comments with people complimenting my smooth riding style, and I actually reckon I got that style by riding slippery, horrible, natural when I was younger. We've got dogs over here. If you can ride horrible, slippy, wet logs and rocks and mud, uphill run-ups, when you get onto street, you're gonna have a smooth style. It just works out that way. So if you want to improve your own riding, perhaps improve your style, then get out into the woods, try and find some real slippy stuff, and believe me, it will help no end. Speaking of things that help, I've changed a few things on this bike since I did the build video, and if you've been following me on my Instagram, I've mentioned these tyres. These are Vittoria Barzo tyres, and if you look at these tread, they're actually quite an aggressive tyre, certainly more aggressive than I normally go for streets, but coming onto some natural like this, I would not be able to even begin to do this run up if I had any other tyre I normally use. So yeah, a bit on the aggressive side, but they've been really good today. Plus they have a cool grey sidewall, which, let's be honest, is pretty much the only reason why I got these tyres. I'm a sucker for coloured sidewalls. And by the way, if you want an old competition trick, if you do have muddy tyres and you want to clear them away, just get a stick, give the tyre a good whack, and it just bounces all the muck off it. So the tyres aren't the only thing I've changed. I've actually changed the brakes. So I did have the codes on, but I've gone back to a Shigura setup. So I've got the MT7 caliper on the rear, I've got an MT6 caliper on the front, but rather than using new Saint levers, I've actually got some old ones on. So the one thing you should know about me is I love to tinker, I love to experiment with stuff. So just because I've taken off the codes doesn't mean they're bad brakes. In fact, I actually think they're really good brakes and I would be happy to run them. But I just had the thought of trying these levers with the Magura calipers, and I had these levers lying about and I couldn't sleep at night, so I had to try them. I may go back to the codes at some point, but for now, these are actually really, really cool. So yeah, if you see me change a part, don't assume it's because the part's rubbish. I just probably had some crazy harebrained idea that I had to try, otherwise I can't sleep. So yeah, just thought you should know that. Now, I have my upload schedule every Friday. I'm going to try and keep to that, but I'm not sure if you saw my community post I posted last week. There are some big changes coming. I'm moving out of the flat I've been sharing with Danny and Duncan for the last 7.5 years. Those guys want to move somewhere more out in the sticks. Danny wants to get his own place. Maybe I'll even get my own house and finally move in and marry my fiance. So some big changes coming. That does mean that while I'm moving out, trying to find somewhere new to live, my schedule may get a bit mixed up. I'm going to try and stick to my weekly schedule, but please forgive me if a week gets missed here and there. Obviously, moving house is a big deal and it's going to take priority. But I'm really hopeful that it's going to mean bigger and better things. If I can get my own place, I can get a little shed or something, a little workshop, rather than film all my bike builds in the lounge. So bigger and better things, but maybe some interruption until then. The other interruption is we're in another lockdown, which is not ideal. I hope you guys are doing okay wherever you are. Lockdown is not ideal. A lot of small businesses are struggling, including Jane, my fiance's, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I really hope everyone is doing okay out there. But that's going to do it for this week. Now, I really will try and get something out for you next week, but I encourage you to follow me on Instagram at Ali Clarkson, where I'll do some updates with how things are going, and you'll find out if I've got a video coming on there. So hope you have an amazing week. Oh, Happy New Year. I forgot to mention that as well. And I'll catch you hopefully next time, but certainly some point in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye. Once again, thanks to all my Patreon followers. If you do want to follow me on Patreon, then the link is down in the description. But we've got some real cool guys here. We've got Neil Fraser, we've got Dan Bowden, we've got Russell Dowie, TJ Howard, that's a cool name, and Kevin Trimmins. Thanks to all these guys here, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye-bye.